Hello and welcome to InvestorToday.ca. I'm your host, Dave Glover. InvestorToday.ca is brought to you in conjunction with RBL Communications, your online IR specialist. InvestorToday.ca is coming to you live from the Chicago Resource Expo here in Rolling Meadows, Illinois. It's Friday the 27th of April, and I'm being joined presently by Zach Dingsdale, the president and CEO of Taku Gold Corp. Taku Gold Corp leading the way in the new Yukon Gold Rush, which also trades on the TSX under the symbol TAK. Zach, welcome to the show.
Great, thanks for having me, David.
Nice to have you back. We've sat down with you a couple of times already, and obviously we've had some pretty good results from the viewers. I know that we've had some comments as well, and please feel free, viewers, to put comments on the videos if you have anything you'd like to say, or we can always direct them to Zach directly. But we're going to talk about Taku Gold Corp. Can you give the viewers just a brief overview of Taku's properties and the project?
Absolutely, Dave, and thanks again for having me once again. We like to take the opportunity just quickly to do these types of interviews to keep our shareholders informed at all times of all the progress that we've been making in both the Yukon and on our projects in British Columbia. Currently, we've got one property in British Columbia that we've done a substantial amount of work on. We actually have a 43-101 resource calculation completed on that project. It's our TAG gold and silver property in northern British Columbia. We also have 9 properties now totaling around 67,000 hectares in the white gold district of the Yukon.
Can you tell the viewers a little bit about what the white gold district is, Zach?
Yeah, by all means. The White Gold District was first brought to light by the discovery made in 2009 by Underworld Resources. Subsequently, the Golden Saddle deposit was sold to Kinross, and since then, Kaminak Resources has also made a very, very significant discovery in that area. After Kinross and Kaminak, we would probably be the third largest landholder and the third most advanced project in that white gold district of the Yukon as well.
Well, can we talk a little bit about what exploration means in the Yukon? I mean, a lot of people just assume you locate the gold, you throw a drill in the ground, and you're going to pull out some gold in your drill samples. It's not really that easy, is it?
It's never that simple, but exploration efforts in this white gold district are actually quite simple. The method of discovery has been very simple, Dave, in that this area of the Yukon was never glaciated. So when the glaciers haven't moved all of the topsoil hundreds of kilometers or miles away, if you find gold in the soils using a traditional soil sampling method, that gold in the soils is a direct representation of the weathered bedrock below. So basically, to discover large gold deposits in the Yukon, you soil sample, trench, drill, and that leads to all the discoveries that have been made in the Yukon to date.
Mm-hmm. So that's the process in the White Gold District.
In the White Gold District,
right?
Yes.
Can we talk about the process in northern BC, where your TAG property is, which by the way, is the flagship property for Taku Gold Corp, is it not?
Well, absolutely. It's by far and large the most advanced property we have. We've actually drilled 69 holes on that property, around 11,500 meters over the years. We've hit gold and silver in 67 out of 69 holes, so a very, very good success rate. Mm-hmm. We're averaging about 20 meters of 2.5 grams per ton gold. And gold equivalent on that property. The TAG gold silver deposit, it's located on a fault structure, and this fault that runs right through our property measures about 6.2 kilometers. And we've now, through airborne surveys, soil sampling, trenching, and drilling, we've actually established continuous mineralization over a little over 5 kilometers along strike. We've built a fully winterized 20-man drill camp there. We did not do any drilling last year, but we're very, very excited to get back into working in the district and on that property likely in September of this year. We'll mobilize our crews after we conduct drill program on two of our flagship properties in the Yukon as well.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the 2012 schedule for Taku Gold Corp. As I said, it's April 27th, so it's getting close to May. And near the end of May, traditionally, is when exploration really starts to pick up again in the Yukon.
Well, absolutely. And a unique thing about our properties in this white gold district are almost all of them are road accessible. So that allows us to get into our properties a little bit earlier than a lot of the other players in the Yukon. So we will mobilize our crew up to our camp in mid-May of this year. We hope to begin drilling by the first or second week of June. To date, we've done a lot of work on these developing drill targets on these properties. We've flown airborne surveys over approximately 70,000 hectares. We've conducted about 30,000 soil samples. We've done trenching on our sulfur property, and through all of that work in 2010 and 2011, we've actually have 16 brand new gold discoveries covering about 6 of our properties.
Wow, and that is significant.
It's very significant. The only real exploration in this area that had been done before would be in the Klondike Gold Rush. Actually, most of our properties cover some of the richest placer gold producing creeks in the original Klondike Gold Rush, and there's still placer production on most of our properties. However,
you know what, you make a good point, and I'm going to throw this out there for the viewers as well. If you ever watch the television show Gold Rush, you'll know that they were on an area called Quartz Creek, and Quartz Creek is really one of the tributaries that flows by your quartz property.
Well, yeah, actually, David, and funny enough, I was up there last year and I ran into the film crew while on our property. So if you do end up watching that show, it's a very good representation of what's going on in our neck of the woods. Now, all this work that we've done in the past has led to very significant, very large gold anomalies on our 2 best properties right now are Rose Butte, which was an original Sean Ryan option, Sean Ryan being the prospector in the Yukon who made the discoveries at Kinross's Golden Saddle and Kamanak's properties, as well as Ethos is a Sean Ryan property as well. The Rose Butte property we plan on drilling this year. We've got the funds in place to do that. And we will begin drilling there again in the first or second week of June. We have a soil geochem anomaly there measuring 189 square hectares. It's huge. It's about 2 kilometers long. And we've got actually gold in the soils up to 3.6 grams per ton.
Wow.
3.6 grams per ton equals 3,600 parts per billion. What led to the Golden Saddle deposit were a couple of soil samples in the 60 to 100 parts per billion range. So we're definitely getting some high-grade sniffs in the soils, and we hope with the drill bit to make a high-grade discovery up there as well.
Right, and that's the Rose Butte property you're speaking.
That's the Rose Butte. After we finish the Rose Butte drilling, we'll move the drill over to the Sulphur East property. And this Sulphur East property, we've actually have 4 separate gold anomalies on that property. We're going to focus in on drilling one of them to start this year, and possibly more. We'll see how the drilling season goes. But there, too, we have about a 1.5 to 2 kilometer long, at least 1, if not 2, separate gold zones on that property, and really high grade in gold in the soils as well. So I think it'll be our year. 2 years ago, Underworld Resources, now Kinross, had their major discovery. Last year it was Kamanak, and I think this is Taku's year for discovery this year.
Well, and you heard that here, folks. First, Taku Gold Corp's president and CEO, Zach Dingsdale, saying that 2012 could be the year where a lot of investors have held on, and I mean the market has just been a roller coaster ride for a lot of shareholders and a lot of investors. But you still have a lot of core investors who believe in the project, and that's really what keeps a company like this moving along, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and nice thing is, back in 2010, we raised all of our money we needed for multiple years of exploration up in the Yukon. So we're in no panic. We're trading at around cash value right now, trading at around a $4 million market cap when we have $3.5 million cash in the till. So we are fully funded for 2012 exploration program.
So obviously, with winter encroaching as quickly as it does up in the Yukon, the drill season is very short. You're talking probably June to the end of October, right?
Absolutely. However, we'll likely wrap up our drilling season by the end of August, and September 1st, we're going to actually move the crew down to our Tag gold and silver deposit on Tagish Lake near Atlin, British Columbia.
Wow. So odds are Taku will not be going for any additional financing this year. It looks as though they're well funded. As you said, you're trading at about your cash value at this point. So hopefully,
yeah, we're trading around 8 cents on the venture exchange.
Well, this is going to be the year, hopefully, that Taku is able to prove up the discovery and move forward. So I wish you all the luck for 2012. As always, I like to give our guests the last word. If you want to impart any wisdom or any specific information to our investors, to our viewers, maybe potential shareholders.
Well, yeah, Dave, I once again, I appreciate the time to come on your show. And I'd just like the viewers to, if you can, sign up to our Facebook page, follow along, follow the story. It's going to be a very exciting year for Taku Gold in 2012.
So again, Taku Gold Corp, that's www.takugoldcorp.com. This is Zach Dingsdale, who's the president and CEO. Taku trades on the TSX under the symbol TAK. You've been watching InvestorToday.ca. I'm your host, Dave Glover. Thank you for tuning in.